So yeah, I've got another... Oops. That wasn't quite meant to happen. Hello again and welcome back to March May's Midlife Dolly Crisis, and today I'm going to be unboxing a shoebox. Don't worry, I've not started to buy shoes. Well, I do own shoes. I don't really think I don't buy shoes. I do. I'm just not going to be unboxing them on this channel. But these are Spanish shoes. So the last time I unboxed a Spanish shoebox, I got this. You'll have to excuse her. She's not in the outfit she came in. This was actually a little dress that I knitted her in a kind of very sort of a vintage dolly way. So yeah, I have a second Vintage Sindy. And this girl's looking forward to having a friend who's also vintage. I'm very much looking forward to opening this. So I did get her from the same seller on Etsy that I got this girl from, who was called... If everyone remembers, she was called Lucia the Cat, and I'm going to put a link down in the descriptions to her shop on Etsy. Again, this doll came very quickly, very well packaged. For me, I thought she was a good price. I think she's a pretty good price. Again, she's not 100% perfect. There's a few little bits, but she's a vintage doll. She's been played with. You don't expect something sort of mint from the box because, you know, she's a toy. She would have been played with, and, you know, she would have been part of a child's life. So we're going to open her up, and I'm going to show you what she's like. So I'm very excited about this, and I will see you looking down on a table in a minute. So here we go. This is the box. I've already cut the tape on the side, just because I had to have a little bit of a peek in when she arrived a few days ago. So again, she's very well packaged, so that's great. And here she is, actually in a very similar state to my other girl. So obviously, because I had a blonde one, I wanted a brunette, so I was kind of on the lookout. And it just so happened that when I looked on Etsy, and because obviously I'd looked at Lucia the Cat's shop on there before, this girl popped up, and she was actually a very good price. Despite a little issue, I thought, you know what, I can live with that. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna buy her, and so that's kind of how I got her. Let's undo this. Best wishes from Spain there, because as I mentioned, that's where the doll came from. Put that aside. So here we go. Kind of like a modern day mummy, isn't it? Unwrapping. Obviously I want to be very careful, so that's why I'm using a knife, because you know, I'm very good with sharp objects. Actually, I might use scissors. It might be a bit better. So I was warned after I'd bought the first Sindy that it was a slippery slope, which it was. I can't remember when I got the other girl, but it's not that long ago. And obviously now I've got another doll, another vintage girl. Here she is. Wow, she's actually gorgeous, which you can't see because it's all blurry. There we go. Don't know how well you can see her. She is wearing one of those things over her hair. So I think one of the issues with her was that her hair wasn't amazingly rooted, which I think again is kind of a bit standard in these sort of older dolls, in that they didn't really go to town. I mean, as you can see, you can see her scalp there. It's not that she's particularly missing plugs. It's just the fact that they didn't really used to root them as well as they do now when you buy sort of dolls. But that's fine. I do actually quite like the shorter hair like this anyway. Again, she's got the whole head tilty thing going on. So that kind of gives you a lot of posability. So also, as it mentioned in the listing, her hair had been cut. So, and it had been cut quite unevenly. But it's kind of okay. I'm not really that worried about it. I think it still looks nice. It doesn't really matter that the hair's cut sort of badly, because you can't really notice it once it's kind of brushed down. It's actually quite a nice length. From my remembrance of the dolls, they never used to have super long hair anyway. I think super long hair seems to be a sort of trait of dolls now. But back then, I think they didn't really have that longer hair. Certainly not the Sindys. I just remember them having hair that wasn't actually that much longer than this one, and it would always kind of be tied back a bit anyway. So she's also in this really nice bright red jumpsuit, which apparently is from Hairstylist, which I don't know if that was a Sindy doll or from a kind of a fashion pack of the time, possibly. But that was one of the other things which really attracted me to the doll. I think because the red goes really nicely with both her lipstick and with her really nice sort of dark hair. The hair is actually a really nice brown colour. I don't know if you're going to be able to see properly, but yeah, it's a really nice sort of chestnut brown. So obviously she's got this little sash. I'm not sure if that's part of the costume or that's been added, but either way, it's a really nice addition. She does come with shoes, which the other girl didn't. So the shoes are kind of like little white sort of sandal type things. They've got a bit of a heel on there as well. Which brings me on to a slight little problem with the doll, which was that one of her feet was a little bit chewed. So it doesn't look amazing. You can definitely see little marks on there, but it's pretty much the foot, and the foot is always going to have a shoe on, or you know, it's something that can be disguised, I guess. So that is her with her costume on. Let's have a close look at her body, shall we? So here she is, naked as the day she was born. So her body feels a little bit loose at the top. So obviously with the whole waist joint there feels a bit loose, but that's fine. Her legs actually feel really well, sort of, I don't know what you call it, strung, I suppose. So yeah, they feel fine. She looks very clean. Obviously we've looked at the issue with the foot, but I'm not too worried. As you can see, it doesn't really affect the rest of the leg. It's only really on the bottom there, near the foot. Well, on the foot. It doesn't really go anywhere further, which is great. Her body is hollow, and I can't remember what the other one felt like. This one feels a lot more sort of plasticky almost. But again, the arms are kind of rubber, the legs are rubber. This bit again is plastic, but it probably doesn't feel as hollow because obviously it's got the kind of workings in for the legs there. The back is fine. Obviously there's a few scratches on the back, which I think must be kind of a common thing because the same thing happened to my other Sindy. So yeah, so this is her. I'm going to pop her back in her costume now. So please please wish me luck, because obviously with the rubber legs and this sort of cotton fabric, it's going to be very, very interesting to try and do that. So, here she is, fully clothed again. It wasn't actually that bad. It is annoying trying to get anything on those rubber legs, but yeah, it wasn't quite that difficult. One thing I forgot to mention was that there's a really nice detail here on the jumpsuit in that she does have little pockets, which are real as well. You can put stuff in there if you want. But yeah, it's a very kind of, it's a very 80s look, I think, the whole jumpsuit thing. It's actually given me flashbacks of the TV series V, if anyone remembers that, about the carnivorous aliens which tried to invade during the Olympics of 84, was it, or something? I can't remember. Anyway, it was a very big TV show at the time. I'm sure you all remember it. I might call her Diana, because she was the chief kind of big-haired alien space bitch from space. But anyway, so yeah, so this is her. This is obviously her sister. I will have to think of names. I'm not sure whether I'm going to call her Diana. It might stick. I'm not sure. And do you give your Cindy's names? Are they all called Cindy? Or it does get a bit confusing, I have to admit. Where's Cindy? Oh, she's over there with Cindy. I would imagine it would be very confusing if we all had the same name. So what do you think of my latest edition? I think she's really nice. Again, she's got very noticeable lipstick, which seems to be a trait that I like. And yeah, she's got the eyelashes as well. They're well in there. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you bought any vintage Cindy's recently? They aren't cheap, I have to say that. But it's just so nice having something which is, you know, older, I suppose, and obviously looks of its era. I suppose that's what I find kind of interesting about the vintage, about the older dolls, I suppose, in that they do look of their era. So please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. So until then, take care. Bye.